This build has a total of 61 badges. Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Clutch here, and today guys, we're back on the NBA 2K20. Now today guys, what I'm going to be doing is explaining to you guys what this point guard build that I have been using is, and honestly, I feel like it is probably the best defending point guard build you can have in the game. Like overall, I just feel like it's a really nice build to have. My build, I'm going to go ahead, it is called a two-way slashing playmaker, guys. Now real quick, this is my progression. I'm at 89 overall with it. This is actually the build I started with at the beginning. It's similar to my Russell Westbrook build, except I did tweak a few of the attribute caps. Like this build is pretty good. You get the tier 3 dribble animations, and then you also get the contact dunk. So guys, this build, you can go ahead and make this a point guard or a shooting guard. I made it a point guard. It doesn't really matter what position you make it. If you want to make it a shooting guard, I'd say just make it a point guard, and you can be a 6'5", 6'6" point guard. I made my build 6'5", guys, but for this pie chart, so what I was personally debating on was doing the 3-and-D type player. I wanted to do a 3-and-D type shooting guard, you make a big, like 6'6", 6'7", shooting guard, small forward, maybe a 6'8", you know, small forward, but you can't do that this year with how much 2K killed the small forwards. To me, it wasn't worth it. You can make a small forward. I might, you know, experiment with that later on. Pie chart I ended up choosing was this mainly defending and playmaking pie chart. And looking at this, like, just at a glance, you would not assume you'd be able to score with this build, but you're getting the 85 driving dunk, guys. You are getting the contact dunk animations with this build, with something that has like an 8th driving, which doesn't make sense to me, because you would assume you're not getting that when the majority of your pie is playmaking and defending. But you're getting high defensive stats, you're getting high dribbling, you're getting the worst category here is shooting, but you can average that out with your shooting badges and your takeover choice. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and pick this pie chart here. Now for your physical profile, guys, there's two choices I would personally go with. You could either go with this one here, this majority speed and excel, or you could go with the vertical and the excel. Now, to me, the plus 12 in vertical is worth the -1 speed and less 3 of acceleration. To me, that just makes sense, so that is the one I went with. I want it to be more well-rounded, and it's easier to grab rebounds. I really don't know if vertical has anything to do with your dunking ability. I would assume it would. What you're going to want to do is max out, you know, all the things you're going to want to max out, like, you know, driving dunk, steals, lateral quickness, perimeter D. This is what I ended up finishing with this build. Now, this took me some experimenting to do. It took me a while to find these exact amounts that I wanted to put all these attribute caps at. This build has a total of 61 badges. The reason I maxed out this defensive rebounding, guys, for some reason this year, if you max out your defensive rebounding, it gives you more badges than anything else. So like if I were to put all these points like towards interior defense, it doesn't end up giving me as many badges as if I were to just max out defensive rebounding. So that's the reason I did that. It's just really weird this year how it works like that. For some reason, I don't know why it does that. But guys, all these caps, like the reason this pass accuracy, you can interchange these. I would just rather have a higher, you know, one higher ball handle than per se a pass accuracy, because I just feel like ball handle, you know, is more effective. You can go ahead and move these around, you know, however you would like, and change them. You know, if say you wanted one higher free throw than post fade, it doesn't really matter the difference between an 82 free throw, 83 free throw, 70 or 71 post fade. I mean, some of these you can go ahead and mess with. The rest of this, I feel like you're going to want to max out anyways. 3-point, your shooting stats, your driving stats. The body shade, you can go ahead and pick whatever one you'd like. You can make this build at 6'6". I really wouldn't suggest it. I mean, you can if you want to make a 6'6 guard. You're going to be big. That's the thing. You're getting 88 speed for a 6'6 guard, which is a lot. The only reason I didn't do this is because with this, you do not get the driving dunk animations. You don't get the contact dunks. You need an 85 contact dunk to get those to get the contact dunk animations, to get the elite ones. So what I did is I left him at 6'5". This way you get an 87 driving dunk. You still have an 84 ball handle, which is really, really high. The weight, guys, what I ended up doing is I took it down to 191 pounds. Now the only there's not a difference between 194 and 191. It all gives you a +1 to excel. And for the wingspan, guys, there's multiple ways you can do this. If you want to make this build more of a defensive build, you can go ahead and max the wingspan. I wouldn't do that because you take a hit in your ball handling and you still want to keep that up there high. You want to have good ball handling. And this isn't like a pure lock build, so it's a lock, but it's you also want to have that offensive ability to be able to score. I ended up going down to 80.7. You can go down one more. You can do whatever you really want with the wingspan. I mean, it shows you exactly what it's going to affect. With this wingspan, I don't really consider it too much of a difference. I just wanted the +1s because this doesn't hurt me. When I go to here, I don't lose anything. It's all it is positive. Granted, you know, you like if you go up one, you are still you're losing something. If you just go down one, you're not losing anything. So there's no negative to it, so you might as well do it. That's the way I look at it. That little, you know, inch, like 0.9 of an inch in your wingspan, I really don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, and you still have decently long arms. Going with the 80.7. For the takeover, there's multiple ways you can do this. There's benefits to all of these. For the playmaking, obviously, if you want to break ankles with this build, go right ahead and use the playmaking build, because if you have playmaking takeover, that's the only way you can break ankles in 2K20, which I don't like. That's the only way you can actually make people fall down to the ground. If you want to have that, go ahead. You can go with the slashing takeover, you know, to finishing at the rim. If you want to, you know, dunk on people some more, you can definitely do that. Last two are the two that I feel like it is the hardest to decide between. You could go with the lock takeover, you know, which is definitely a good takeover, or you could go with the shot creating takeover. Now, these are the two I was debating between. There's benefits to both, and there's bad things about both. So with the lock takeover, it is pretty much the easiest takeover to get, because you play good defense and you essentially get your lock takeover. You're gonna get a boost of stealing and contesting shots. Scoring might help a little bit. You'll be able to score a little bit easier, probably slash a little bit easier. Or you could go with the more offensive style and go with the shot creator. Now, the reason being, I decided on going with the shot creator, guys, for the reason being, if I'm gonna be passing the ball, I'll get a little bit of my takeover bar when I'm passing the ball. I'll get a little bit of my takeover if I drive. I'll get a little bit of my takeover if I do anything on the offensive end, whether it be rebound, score, do whatever. You're getting addition to this takeover. Now, the reason I went with this over the defending takeover this year is good too. It's not like it's bad. I feel like these two takeovers are great. But the reason I went with the shot creating takeover is because this build, at its core, it's a better rounded defensive build than an offensive build. When I get my takeover, it'll help me score. I feel like with this build, even though you're getting those offensive badges, you have 20 defensive badges. You shouldn't need much help on defense. If you get, you know, Hall of Fame pickpocket, Hall of Fame intimidator, you really shouldn't need that much help when it comes to the defense. But you're going to need more help with the offense just because the stats aren't as high. You still got those contact dunks, but this will help. You know, you shoot off the dribble. You'll be able to dribble, but, you know, with your shooting stats, what I ended up going was the shot creating takeover. You can go either or if you want to, depending on if you play rec or whatever, and you need a lock on your team. If you want to have a lock, someone that can lock the 1 and the 2 up, you might as well take the lockdown defender. But if you want to, you know, be more of an offensive style player, I feel like with this takeover, this will help you shoot the ball. It'll help people when you're in that takeover. They'll have to guard you out there. They'll have to put more of an effort. Whether with the lock, it's like you'll be able to make some shots. You're not gonna be able to make everything because you're not, you know, an offensive threat or anything, but you will have a good chance of scoring. 2 ways slashing play make. I just feel like this is a very, very well-rounded build. I played a rec game, I had like 15 assists in a rec game. And the only thing with this build, guys, is with the driving stuff. Since you're gonna go up against some of the badges, I would suggest getting. I'll quickly go through some of the bad suggestions that I'm gonna do, that I have plans for this build since I played with it, guys. That the badges I'm planning on getting. I really don't know the levels that I'm going to end up getting everything to. There's some I definitely know where I want to have over other. I'm planning on leaving contact finisher on to gold. I want to probably get relentless to silver, giant slayer to silver, and slithery finisher to silver. So that would put me at 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what I would probably end up doing is putting fancy footwork on bronze and acrobat on bronze. Now, that might change depending on when I play with those, but that's kind of what I have for my rough outline as of right now. I feel like those are all badges that this build would benefit from. Fancy footwork if I'm doing, you know, any Euros or anything. Slithery to help, you know, avoid contact. Even though I have contact finisher, I don't know if those would, like, work against each other. But maybe if I don't dunk one time, if I'm low on stamina, if he doesn't dunk, he'll be able to have that. Then acrobat to help finish, you know, spin layups and things like that. Giant slayer to help just finish in general. You know, if I'm doing any layups or anything, relentless finisher again to help finish at contact for that. Now for my shooting badges, guys, there's these I was kind of curious about. Quick draw is almost a necessity, so you almost need to have that. But I was planning on keeping that, probably putting range extender up to gold, which would put me at 5 total. Difficult shots on, I would say gold as well. 2 left, and I was thinking between flexible release and green machine. Probably on green machine is what I would do, or flexible release. I don't know. With the shooting badges, you kind of have to pick and choose. The levels might change. You know, I might have more silver badges, all silver shooting badges. I don't know. But we'll go ahead and see how those work out for me. Now for the playmaking defending badges, you have a lot more leeway because there's more spot. I'll probably get tight handles and stop and go. And I probably want to put quick first step up onto Hall of Fame. Because this, you pretty much have leeway. You could get 5 Hall of Fame badges if you wanted. Which I'm probably not going to, but I'll probably have some silvers in there too. I'm probably planning on putting stop and go, getting stop and go tight handles, needle threader, are probably the ones I'm thinking about doing. Ones I'm definitely gonna get are tight handles and stop and go, along with the ones I currently have. And then the levels of those, I really don't know as of right now what I'm gonna do for those. But for my defending badges, guys, I have quite a few ideas what I want to do with these. I want to get interceptor for sure and pick dodger. I want to get tireless defender. I kind of want to get brick wall because it drains your opponent's physical contact. I don't know how high because it kind of works as stopper did last year, where it drains their contact. So I probably want to get that on at least silver. I want to get intimidator on Hall of Fame. I want to get pickpocket on Hall of Fame. Interceptor I want on at least silver. Pick dodger on silver as well. So these are going to change, but as of now, these are the next 3 badges I want here, along with tireless defender. I feel like you almost need that, just because it's not a necessity, but it'll help. And I might get chase down artist just on silver to see if that gives you any cool chase down blocks to try to get blocks when you're chasing people down. I don't know exactly how that will work, but the rest of the post move ones I really don't think I need. Just for being a guard, you don't. But guys, again, I'm thinking about getting, you know, brick wall, interceptor, pick dodger, tireless defender, getting these 2 up to higher levels along with clamps. We're going to go ahead and mess with those, though. You just got to grind through these badges, guys. But all in all, I feel like this build is a very, very well-rounded build. You're getting 61 badges, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want in some categories. This build, I really do enjoy playing with it so far. It's fun to play with. You know, you can obviously pass really well. I've gotten a few bodies, too, in the park. Like, I have postered some centers, which is kind of crazy. With a 6'5" guard, you're postering, you know, 7-foot center. It's a hard build to guard because you can dunk, but you can also pass. You can beat people off the dribble. And once you get those shooting badges, like once you get, you know, quick first step along with, you know, difficult shots this year are completely overpowered, so you can just run fades the whole time, you know, and you'll be good because you'll be able to beat people off the dribble. All in all, guys, I feel like this 2-way slashing playmaker is a very, very good overall build, guys. I would highly suggest making it. I'll definitely have some jump shot videos for you guys here soon, best badge videos, things like that, guys. And if you guys have any builds you guys want me to try down in the comments below, I'm definitely planning on making another build. I want to, you know, get a little bit higher overall with this build, but we'll definitely plan on that here in the future. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you guys are excited for more NBA 2K20 content, guys. We're going to be dropping content all year long. But anyways, it's been King Clutch here, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and peace out, guys. Thanks.